Watercolor painting is a beautiful way to express yourself. We will learn about watercolor by painting a peacock. Peacocks are bright and colorful birds. They are famous for their large, colorful tails. Let's gather the tools to paint. First, you need watercolor paints. A good set for beginners is the Winsor & Newton Cotman set. It has a variety of colors. You also need watercolor paper. This paper is thicker than regular paper. It is made to absorb water without buckling. A good starter weight is 140-pound cold-pressed paper. Next, you need brushes. Round brushes are great for details. A size 4 round brush is good for the peacock's body. A smaller size 2 round brush will help paint the details in the feathers. You also need a larger brush for washes. A size 12 round brush is a good choice. Finally, you need water and a palette. The water helps blend the paint. The palette is where you mix your colors. Now you are ready to paint. Before painting, lightly sketch your peacock. Use a pencil with a light touch. Start with the body. Draw a small oval shape for the head, then draw a larger oval shape for the body. Connect the two ovals with a curved line for the neck. Now add the beak and eye. The beak is a small triangle on the head. The eye is a small circle above the beak. Add a small dot inside for the pupil. Next, sketch the legs. They are thin and slightly curved. Finally, sketch the magnificent tail. Start at the back of the body. Draw long flowing lines that curve outward. These lines will be the outer edges of the tail feathers. Don't worry about making it perfect. This is a guide for your painting. Now the fun begins, adding paint. Start with the peacock's body. Use a light touch and a wet-on-wet technique. This means applying clean water to the area first, then adding the paint. Use a bright blue for the head and neck. For the body, mix the blue with a touch of green for a beautiful teal. While the body is still wet, add some shading. Use a slightly darker blue for the head and neck. Use a purple or brown for the body. Blend the colors gently for a smooth transition. Let this layer dry completely before moving to the tail feathers. For the tail feathers, start with a wash of vibrant green. Use your large brush to cover the entire tail area. While the green is still wet, introduce other colors like blue, yellow, and even a touch of red. Let the colors blend naturally on the paper. This creates a beautiful flowing effect. Once the base layer is dry, you can add the eyes of the feathers. Use a small round brush and a light green to paint a circle near the tip of each feather. Let it dry, then add a touch of blue in the center. Finally, add a small dot of white or yellow to finish the eye. To make the feathers pop, add some fine details. Use a very thin brush and darker shades of blue and green to paint lines along the edges of the feathers. You can also add some small dots of white gouache for a sparkling effect. If you want to add a background, keep it simple. A light wash of blue or green behind the peacock will make it stand out. You can also add some simple foliage with green and brown paint. Remember, the peacock is the star of the show. Congratulations, you've painted a beautiful peacock. Don't be afraid to experiment and make it your own. Explore different color combinations and background ideas. Most importantly, have fun and enjoy the process of creating.